Welcome to my channel. Here, we pull back the curtain on the figures who changed the course of history. We'll dive deep into their lives and retell their stories in a way that takes you to the heart of the action, experiencing details you've never heard before. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine an epic journey where time becomes fluid and space bends like soft silk. One quiet, curly-haired dreamer believed we could actually chase and catch a brilliant beam of light traveling through the void. His wild imagination did not just answer old scientific questions. It completely shattered everything we knew and changed our world forever. Let's travel back in time through the ocean of stars to meet the ultimate boy who unlocked the secrets of the cosmos. In the beautiful spring of March 14, 1879, a little boy named Albert entered the world in Ulm, Germany. He surprised his family by remaining completely silent, refusing to say a single word for his first few years of life. His worried parents feared he was too slow, but young Albert wasn't lost. His mind was just completely occupied with giant thoughts. His childhood silence was actually the quiet, magnificent sound of a legendary mind building its own vast universe. In the year 1884, when young Albert turned 5, his father showed him a tiny pocket compass that held a wonderful mystery. No matter how much the boy twisted and turned the metallic toy, the needle always danced back toward the north. He realized in that instant that invisible, ghostly forces were hiding in the empty air, moving everything around us. That simple little toy ignited a fierce, burning curiosity in his heart to unlock nature's deepest hidden secrets. During the 1890s, standard school education in Munich felt like a strict military factory to Albert's soaring imagination. He constantly clashed with rigid teachers who demanded robotic memorization instead of promoting deep, free thinking. To him, questioning textbook authority was the first brave step toward discovering the absolute truth of our reality. He quickly discovered that imagination is a superpower that takes you far beyond the boring walls of any classroom. In June 1902, after facing many academic rejections, Albert finally found a humble job in a Swiss patent office in Bern. Surrounded by heavy stacks of technical drawings, he secretly filled his personal notebook with world-changing physics. While the busy crowds ignored the quiet clerk, his mind was traveling through space and surfing on waves of light. In that small, dusty office room, the most magnificent scientific revolution in human history was quietly being born. The historic year of 1905 became known to all scientists as Albert's spectacular miracle year. While working his office job, the young 26-year-old genius published 4 magical scientific papers that rewrote human knowledge. He mathematically proved that tiny atoms really exist and brilliantly explained the deep, hidden nature of light itself. The world didn't know it yet, but the quiet clerk had just cracked open the universe's secret rulebook. Also in that same miracle year of 1905, Albert wrote down a tiny code that changed history: E equals mc squared. This legendary formula proved that even a single microscopic grain of dust is packed with a mountain of hidden energy. It revealed to shocked scientists that solid matter and pure energy are just 2 different sides of the exact same coin. This simple line of mathematics instantly unlocked the true, terrifying power that nature hides inside everything around us. November 1915, Albert presented his masterpiece to the world. the revolutionary theory of general relativity. He challenged old ideas by showing that space and time are blended like a giant, soft cosmic trampoline stretched across stars. He beautifully proved that heavy objects like our sun make this invisible fabric bend, dip, and curve deeply. This planetary curve is what we call gravity, pulling space objects toward it like rolling balls on a blanket. On May 29, 1919, a spectacular total solar eclipse provided the ultimate, daring test for Albert's mind. Brave astronomers measured the night sky and proved that starlight actually bent around the sun, exactly as he predicted. Overnight, the modest professor who once struggled in school was transformed into the biggest celebrity on planet Earth. His name became a global symbol of hope, proving that thinking differently can truly illuminate the world. As the 1920s began, worldwide fame created the most iconic, unforgettable image of modern science. Everyone learned to love his wild white hair, his cozy old sweaters, and his funny habit of never wearing socks. Albert proudly believed that matching clothes and formal rules were just silly distractions from the beautiful complexity of the mind. To him, a messy desk didn't mean laziness. It simply represented a brain overflowing with wonderful ideas. In November 1922, the scientific world officially honored Albert with its greatest prize, the prestigious Nobel Prize. Surprisingly, it wasn't awarded for relativity, but for his 1905 discovery, explaining how light travels as packets of energy. He proved that light acts like tiny particles called photons, which paved the legal highway for modern solar power. He had officially become the undisputed king of physics, changing how we light up our modern civilization. While Albert studied starlight, dark political shadows began to destroy his beloved German homeland in the early 1930s. In 1933, the cruel Nazi Party took complete power, dangerously placing a target on the famous scientist. They foolishly hated his free thinking, banned his books, and even called his universe-changing relativity bad physics. Albert quickly understood that his life was in great danger and that he had to leave Europe forever. In October 1933, Albert climbed aboard a grand ocean liner and sailed across the Atlantic toward the United States. He found a peaceful home in Princeton, New Jersey, joining the famous Institute for Advanced Study to continue his work. He was now a humble refugee, a gentle man carrying the entire mathematical weight of the universe inside his head. America welcomed the scientific superstar, providing a sanctuary where his revolutionary thoughts knew absolutely no borders. On August 2nd, 1939, fearing that evil forces might build a terrifying nuclear weapon, Albert signed a famous letter. This urgent warning message to President Roosevelt changed world history and sadly led to the creation of the atomic bomb. Albert was a deep pacifist who loved harmony, and this dangerous military discovery made his kind heart heavy with sorrow. It was a monumental decision born from fear, a memory that would haunt his mind for the rest of his days. After the destructive World War ended in 1945, Albert spent every single remaining year of his life begging for peace. He constantly reminded humanity that our love for each other must always be stronger than our atomic weapons. He turned his immense global fame into a powerful protective shield to shield children and guard the human family. He became the ultimate voice for kindness, proving that a great mind must also possess a beautiful soul. During his later decades, Albert strongly disagreed with a strange new physics called quantum mechanics. He famously stated his historic, lifelong objection: God does not ever play dice with the beautiful universe. He simply could not accept a chaotic world that was ruled by pure luck, chance, and wild electronic probabilities. He firmly believed that nature followed perfect, strict laws, and that everything had an exact, beautiful reason. Until his final years, Albert searched day and night for one single grand cosmic code called the unified theory. He desperately wanted to link the small gravity of invisible atoms with the massive laws of the biggest stars. It was a magnificent, difficult puzzle that he continuously calculated until his very last breath on Earth. Though he left this ultimate cosmic riddle unfinished, he showed us that the beautiful search for truth never stops. Whenever his complex physics equations became too heavy to bear, Albert always turned to his beloved violin, Lena. Sweet classical music helped clear his crowded thoughts and gave his brilliant mind a well-deserved, peaceful rest. He often said that if he weren't a physicist, he would have spent his life as a happy, simple musician. To Albert, music and science were just two different ways of touching and capturing the beauty of creation. Despite being celebrated globally as history's greatest genius, Albert deeply loved the simplest wonders of daily life. He didn't care about collecting piles of money or wearing fancy, expensive clothes. He just wanted true freedom. His favorite hobby was sailing on a small wooden boat, quietly watching the water reflections under the open sky. He proved to every child that even the biggest minds need quiet, simple moments to stay happy and creative. Even while resting on his final hospital bed in April 1955, Albert was still calculating the secrets of the cosmos. He gently asked for his reading glasses and his unfinished notes, writing physics equations until the very end. For him, the grand mystery of existence was a beautiful puzzle worth solving until the last ticking second. He treated the universe like an endless magical book that his curious heart never, ever wanted to close. On the quiet morning of April 18, 1955, the world sadly lost its absolute brightest scientific light. Albert passed away peacefully in Princeton at the age of 76, leaving behind a massive golden legacy. He strictly requested that no giant stone monuments or expensive statues be built. He wanted his ideas to be his memory. He slipped away silently, but his revolutionary thoughts remained deeply rooted in the heart of our modern civilization. On that very same day in 1955, a curious doctor secretly removed Albert's brain without permission to study his genius. Scientists around the globe wanted to find the hidden biological key behind his extraordinary, giant imagination. They discovered that his brain possessed unique wiring and extra helper cells designed for massive cosmic visualization. It was a completely unique masterpiece of nature, wired specifically to see what others thought was impossible. Albert's greatest and most valuable lesson to children was never a complex mathematical formula, but a philosophy. He loudly declared that imagination is far more important than knowledge, because knowledge has strict boundaries. Facts can easily be memorized by anyone, but imagination has the power to encircle the entire cosmos. He leaves a message to all generations. Never let anyone stop you from being a grand, wild dreamer. Albert used his math to predict things so incredibly strange that even he doubted them at first. He foresaw the existence of black holes, giant cosmic vacuum cleaners that swallow entire stars and light itself. Decades later, our modern space telescopes photographed these dark beasts, proving Albert was 100% correct. He saw the deepest, darkest secrets of the night sky using nothing but the power of his imagination. Because of Albert's genius discoveries, we now know that time can actually slow down or stretch. If you travel inside a super-fast rocket through the stars, you will age slower than people on Earth. This means that physical time travel into the far future is actually scientifically possible today. He successfully turned wild, magical science fiction into real, hard science that we study in universities. March 1951, on his 72nd birthday, a photographer captured the most famous image of Albert, playingly sticking his tongue out. He did this funny gesture because he was completely tired of smiling for news cameras all day long. It serves as a beautiful reminder that even the smartest human can be silly, fun, and lighthearted. He proved that true genius does not need to be serious and boring all the time. He deeply believed that the entire universe flows with a hidden rhythm, just like a beautiful song. By calculating the movement of planets, he felt he was listening to the secret music of creation. To Albert, every glowing galaxy, massive sun, and tiny comet is part of a giant cosmic orchestra. Physics was never a dry subject to him. It was his magical way of finding harmony. Albert Einstein was never born a perfect genius. He became one by never giving up on his questions. He faced many failures but kept moving forward because his heart was filled with boundless wonder. Your own mind is a magnificent universe of its own, fully packed with answers waiting to be found. What incredible wonders, hidden secrets, and cosmic mysteries will you choose to discover in our world today? Albert Einstein masterfully showed us that our universe is a grand miracle waiting to be deeply explored. He teaches us to protect our curiosity, always ask the big questions, and never stop dreaming about stars. The cosmic highway is waiting for the next great dreamer to step forward and unlock its heavy doors. Don't just sit back and watch history pass by. Stand up and be the brave one who writes the next chapter.